Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Good morning, everyone. My name is LaShonda Johnson, certified financial educator and also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. Welcome to the Money Factor here on the Sphere Podcast Network.
And it's your girl, Tony Sanders, also your licensed financial professional and the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. Guess what? It is Monday.
Monday.
Oh, it's a lot going on today. I think it's this curly hair today, you guys. I think that's what it is. I'm having a rough start on this Monday, but we got some powerful information that's definitely going to impact and change your life.
This show is going to be awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
And we got a special guest.
Yes, we do. And so if you don't have your pen and paper out today, you need to get it out today, or you need to, well, first of all, share this show because this is going to be a powerful one.
Like and share, yes.
Like and share this show today. Our guest today, I'm going to let her introduce herself because, man, she's got a wealth of information to be able to share with you today regarding taxes. So tell us who you are.
Good morning. I am Akilah Glaspie. I'm a Houston tax preparer and owner of Right Way Tax and Financial Services. We specialize in individual and small business tax preparation.
And I like that her name of her business is Right Way. Do it the right way.
All day, all the time. Only way to go.
Do it the right way. So today we have a show that's going to be full of information. That's, we're going to talk about some things in the news. You guys know we're on a shutdown, so we're going to talk about that later. But this is also January. This is the time that people start getting prepared for their taxes. So it's only fitting that we would have her here today to be able to dispel some things, clear up some things, and also get you guys ready for some things in regards to your taxes. So give us a little bit of history about you. How did you get into the tax business? Who do you serve? Where are you located? Give us a scoop.
Well, actually, I've always been involved in financial services, primarily bookkeeping for small businesses. And that eventually led to just finding bigger and better ways to save our clients money, and taxation is the biggest thing. So that ultimately just naturally led to me getting involved into tax preparation. And when I first started off in tax preparation, I was independent, and I really got an opportunity to work with different offices that serve different type of different type of taxpayers, and I got to see a lot of things, just a wealth of things in regards to how people are taxed. You'll be amazed of how taxes are approached so differently on all types of income levels. And after seeing so much and just realizing how it's just so much inconsistency out there in regards to information, it's so much just, non-factual information being given by tax preparers or in accounting companies. And it's like, I really wanted to empower consumers and taxpayers to be able to take control of their own tax preparation.
Absolutely.
Even if you're using a professional, you still need to be empowered and educated about your own tax preparation.
I love that you say that, because you know what we say? Become your own money manager.
Yes.
You have to know what that person who is handling your finances, you have to understand what they're doing so that you can know even if they're doing it properly.
Correct. And that actually exactly how my name actually evolved to Right Way, because I really wanted to show people how to do their taxes the right way. And
so there's a wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
So to say right way there would insinuate that there's a wrong way. And there is a wrong way to do things with your money, especially with your taxes. You know, I think some people just really get caught up in this thing of, you know, I just need to fill out a couple of lines on the form and submit it and all is good. So you're going to get a chance to talk to us further about that today. So tell us, how long you've been in business and where you located?
I went independent in 2010, and our storefronts, we actually have 2 storefronts in Houston, located in Spring, Texas, which is the 45 North type of area. And then we also have another office off 59 North, so Northeast Houston. We do plan on expanding to different Houston locations, but those are primarily our 2 locations in Houston.
Okay. Are you open year round?
Yes, we are open year round, and we offer tax preparation and bookkeeping service all year long.
Okay, awesome.
Wonderful. Okay, so now what we want to do real quick, because we're talking about taxes, of course, and we want to flip real quick to the Saving Your Future book, which if you don't have, shame on you. This is episode 89 or 88, something insane like that. So if you don't have the book, shame on you. You know how to get in touch with us to get it. You can go ahead and text 31996 and put in the message field ask HHOF. You can call 1-844-700-4463 to get the book, or
you can also reach us on all our social media platforms, which is Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, of course, as the Houston Housewives of Finance official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. So, you know, there's all kind of ways. I tell people, you know, just Google us. But now you can find us anywhere. As long as you get this book. This is your financial Bible. You're all making financial resolutions this year for 2018, but you cannot take action without this book. You must read it.
Yes, you need the foundation of education, and that's what we're here to provide you.
Absolutely.
So speaking of the book, we're going to go to page 15 in the Saving Your Future book, and it talks about taxes. So Benjamin Franklin said that nothing is certain in this world except for death and taxes.
You got that right,
and that's still right. He said that many, many years ago, and that's still very applicable today. You make money,
they tax you.
You spend money,
they tax you.
You save money,
they tax you.
You die,
they still tax you.
So, you know, we cannot get away from taxes, from sales tax to income tax to property tax to estate tax and every other tax. Anywhere you turn, the tax collector awaits. So one bit of good news is that the highest current U.S. federal income tax rate is rather low compared to in the past. It was over 90% during President Kennedy's time and 70% at the beginning of the Reagan era. Today, the top tax rate is lower. But if you add state income tax, which I'm so glad we don't have here in Texas, the total may be higher. And so here's an example, you guys, of the current tax bracket or the tax bracket over the years and everything that actually went along with it. So you're looking at the World War I, the Great Depression, World War II. Look at World War II. We were paying 81% of our income was going towards taxes.
Look at 1944.
We had to fund the war. So in 1944, we're talking about 94%. I don't know how people were able to survive and live.
They wasn't.
That's why it was the soup lines and all of those things. And so presently, 39.6% is, what is the highest tax bracket for 2017.
Correct.
That's actually changing in 2018. And, we'll talk to you guys about that later. But let's go to a little quick link. And this is a free link that you guys can go look up through Intuit. And so, a lot of people wonder what their tax bracket is going to be. They wonder, well, how much taxes am I going to pay? Not considering deductions and those kind of things. So this is just basic information as far as your salary is concerned. So let's go look at the tax bracket calculator. So why don't you explain to them here how this works?
Well, in regards to your tax bracket, you pay tax as a percentage of your taxes based off of how much income you make. And the initial tax bracket is based off your gross income. So based off this calculator here, which is really a great tool so people can have a general idea of what percentage of your income is taxable, you would simply go and you would select your filing status. And when you select filing status, you'll see these choices of single, married, filing jointly, and head of household. I do want to clarify this because a lot of people have a lot of confusion about filing statuses. Just because you are not married does not automatically mean you are single. A lot of people who have children or dependents or someone that you care for, you are not, and just because you're not married does not mean you're single. Every year I see taxpayers, what's your filing status? Oh, I'm single. Well, you have 3 kids. Oh, I'm single. No, in the eyes of taxation, you are not single. You are head of household because someone else is dependent upon your income.
Wow.
So please make sure you understand that if you have dependents, and a dependent can be a qualifying relative or a qualifying child, if you are providing support for them financially, then you are head of household, whether you are married or not. So make sure you pick the correct filing status on that link.
Ooh, I'm a head of households of a lot of people.
I'm single. No, you're not.
Wow.
That's why you need to come to Right Way and do your taxes the right way. So you can make sure that you file the right status and get the right return. Or, you don't want to pay anything under any circumstances.
Absolutely.
But that's important.
Yeah, that's good news.
That's very
good to
important.
Know.
And too, another thing too about that calculator, that does not account for deductions that you're going to take.
No,
either.
it does not. So specifically pertaining to that calculator, your filing status also determines your tax bracket as well. So make sure you pick the right one. The next thing would be for you to choose your taxable income, and there are ranges there, and you pretty much would take the gross income. You can find that in box 1 of your W-2 if you have it, or you can take a look at your year-to-date gross earnings on your last paycheck stubs. A lot of people are like, well, I have a bunch of numbers there. Just use whatever numbers at the end, and you will put that number in there, because it's like a lot of people got overtime pay, holiday pay.
Right.
If you don't know how to distinguish it, then just put whatever numbers at the bottom that says year to date or YTD, and you will put that in that calculator for the range, and it's going to tell you ideally how much your taxes owed. So if we'll do a quick example, if you're single and you made anywhere between $93,226 and $37,950, and it would tell you your tax rate is 15%, meaning ideally the federal government is entitled to 15% of that income that you have. Now, most people are like 15%. I mean, my money, 15%. Like, wait a minute. Well, by now we should all know that that's not true. You would have been known if they was taking the full 15% from you, because that is where you call tax deductions come into play. Yes, that's your ideal tax bracket, 15%. However, when you factor in personal exemptions, standard deductions, all of these things subtract from your gross income. And when they subtract from your gross income, it lowers your gross income. In other words, it makes it your net income. So you have your gross, you add in, you subtract in your deductions, your exemptions.
So it's your adjusted gross.
Yeah, adjusted. And the
Yes.
bottom line is what they're actually going to tax you off of. So after you add all that in, your income may be significantly lower, meaning your tax bracket is going to be significantly
Which
lower.
we're going to talk about that in more detail, but we are at the point of the show that we do have to talk to you guys about our first sponsor,
Yay.
which is Elite Dental Wellness. So Elite Dental Wellness, where our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680. Ding! There we go. Have to keep your grill shining.
Yes.
Okay. So the awesome thing about understanding where you stand is it gives you an idea kind of where you're going to be, and it allows you to kind of deal with your expenses during the year and really kind of anticipate what you're going to have to be paying. And so let's go over to this article that talks about the tax season being open. So when is the tax season open?
Yes.
Open for business.
That is always the hot topic. As always, you Google it's conflicting date. You talk to your neighbor, it's a conflicting date. You talk to your coworker. Everybody knows.
Everybody
knows.
Everybody knows.
The first date of file is this. Well, if you really want to know, you go to www.irs.gov, and right there under news, they have made their official announcement that the first day of the official filing season is January the 29th. However, that's the first day they're going to be accepting everyone. You may have been seeing lately on social media people that are getting pre-acceptances, and mainly that's not the official filing date. What that is, the IRS opens up a few days before the official date to make sure everything is running properly. Their systems where they allow a handful of tax returns to go through. So as taxpayers, we can start test transmitting, and it's a guarantee. Some of the IRS.
So how do they determine which few get to go through?
It's they mainly have a quota for the day of how many they're going to be accepting.
Okay.
So they encourage taxpayers, start filing, and today we're going to be accepting maybe 30,000, or they have a quota to meet. And if your batch of people that you've transmitted happen to be a part of that number, then they will be accepted and picked up, and the IRS will start processing them. However, on the other hand, you will see some people who are filing and theirs didn't get picked up. So just be mindful of that when you're seeing people posting things on social medias. They have their tax advance checks, or they got IRS e-file. It's a good majority of people, but you're also going to have some people. So if your taxpayer is telling you it wasn't accepted, don't just automatically assume that, oh no, well, you're not telling the truth because such and such, my coworker got hers. Well, such and such, hers might have went through in that little open window. So for instance, they were open last week from the 17th through the 19th, and then they shut down for the weekend. And they're back open this week, Monday, the 22nd through the 26th, and then they're going to close again.
So this is my question, because I see a lot of social media tax preparers, and they're always offering the credit, come in and you can get the $2,500. What is that? I mean, how are they able to even give them the $2,500 advance on their taxes, and they haven't quite, finished the process?
Well, the $2,500 tax advance is actually a loan. It is a loan of your income tax funds. A lot of people are anticipating a refund, and they do get one because they qualify for one. And what happens is they have a program in place that allows them to take a loan from that anticipated refund. So even though the IRS, the official filing date has opened, taxpayers who have their W-2, some of them have received them, and they have filed their taxes, meaning the tax return is complete, and it was accepted by the IRS in that batch, then they will go ahead and honor that and give them a loan. Okay. Now, if your tax return wasn't accepted,
$2,500 the cap that they can receive?
$2,500 is the cap. So it's up to. They might come back and say, we're only going to give you $500. Okay. We're only going to give you $1,200.
So people just need to stop saying those things because, it can be confusing. It makes you think that, I'm going to get $2,500. And so, again, it is so important to be able to understand the truth in these things and have a professional that you can contact and work with to be able to do that. So we have to end Facebook Live here in just a few seconds. But before we do that, can you give your phone number?
Yes, our number is 281-258-4435. You can follow us on Instagram at Right Way Tax. You can check us out on social media. We have a Facebook page at Right Way Tax Services. And like I said, our contact number is 281-258-4435.
Okay, so the show is not ending, you guys, but unfortunately, Facebook Live is only for the first 15 minutes. So we need you to go right now, this minute, and go subscribe to The Sphere. While you're there, we need you to write a review. Tell us what you think, what you want to see. Constructive criticism accepted, compliments too. And while you're there, you can also donate. You can donate one time if you'd like, or you can become a donate patron. There's a button there for both, but we do want you to be able to go and do that, okay? We provide this show to you completely complimentary, but if you want to be able to contribute to the cause, we would love it. We would like it, okay? So do share the show. This is incredible information, and you can go back and watch it in its entirety by subscribing, so make sure you do that. So this is really, really important to know because you see a lot of things on social media, and certain communities,
yes,
ours especially, we look forward to this time of the year because we're looking to get something back. When, of course, Tony and I encourage you shouldn't be getting anything back because you should have did your exemptions right. and you should have brought that money home and saved it during the year. But anyway, there are appropriate situations where you should be getting a return when you're a part of the second B, which is a business, and you have the right tax exemptions.
Right.
But let's go look at the article real quick. And it says, it says January 23rd.
That's Forbes.
Okay, so that's not the IRS. So
like
that's
that.
why
like
you
that.
need to go
Yeah,
to
I like that.
you need to go to irs.gov for the accurate information. However, in this article, it does share some pretty good information. So let's go through it and take a look. So it says the Internal Revenue Service has announced that tax season will open. We've clarified that that's January the 29th. And we've also clarified the exceptions, and also she's clarified as well, the early filing. So every year tax preparers have questions about early filings. Many software companies and tax professionals will accept tax returns before January 23rd. And you've already explained that. So there is no advantage to filing tax returns on paper in early January instead of waiting for IRS to begin accepting e-filing returns. So clarify that for us.
So mainly what they're saying is paper returns is like of the past. So like if you still are writing out your paper returns or printing them out and mailing them in, that is not their preferred way of filing.
Electronically.
Electronically is the preferred way of filing. The only time you should be having a paper file a tax return if you're making some type of amendment, or if, for whatever instance, you may have some identity theft or fraud going on that you have to paper file. But for the most part, that's mainly saying that they are encouraging you to electronically file and to electronically file in the appointed time frame that you're supposed to. So pretty much a lot of people who had their W-2s on January the 1st, you could go prepare your taxes, but I mean, it doesn't make any point for you to go and e-file them yet when they're not yet accepted. They're going to kind of just sit in queue, like in a holding tank, until they open that door up. And so I just tell people, just wait until the window opens. To me, it alleviates your tax return kind of getting lost in space somewhere.
Okay. So give us a couple of tips that people need to do to be preparing. Just, some quick bullet points of what you need to do. We understand the date is the January the 29th, you guys. The shop opens. So what are some of the things that they need to have prepared to be able to start their filing process?
So for individuals, meaning you have a W-2 job, I highly recommend that you have your W-2. That is something else that is very wide rampant in the community, that you do not have to have your W-2 to file taxes. And that is mainly because you have had a lot of wrong way tax offices who have made that a very prominent thing to do. Whereas you bring in your last check stub and they just go and get your company's tax ID number off somebody else's stuff so that they can get that information so they can file it. However, the controversy comes is if you get audited, the IRS, the company itself is reporting what you made. And like you said, on your check stubs, they have so many different income rates. You got holiday time, overtime pay, all those things, hours. Not all of that income is going to be reported on your W-2, bonuses and things like that. So your W-2 may vary completely differently from your actual last check stub.
So with that being said, I know that companies have a certain date that they have to give.
Yes, January 31st. Your employers have until January 31st to provide you that. Now, they could mail it on January 31st, which means you might not get it in the mail until the first week of February.
Right.
However, most companies have transitioned into online reporting, ADP, W-2 Express. If you receive your paycheck stubs online or direct deposit, then most likely they have access to provide you your W-2 electronically.
So while you're waiting on that,
right?
So in case you haven't received it yet, or your company is that company that mails it out on the 31st, while you're waiting for that, what are some of the things that they can be doing to prepare for when it does come and they can come see someone like you?
One of the main things I tell people to have, or some of the main things, is if your children attended childcare or daycare, go ahead and get with your daycare providers and tell them to provide your annual statement showing how much you pay, because childcare is a nice deduction for you to be able to have when filing your taxes. So contact your childcare providers. Another thing I will recommend is you get together all your other type of incomes. So some of you guys may have retirement accounts like 401ks or IRAs, and maybe you, for some reason, you had to withdraw from them throughout the year. Go ahead and make sure you have those forms as well on hand, because you're going to need to report them. Some of you guys might have got a cancellation of debt forms, whereas maybe you had something that a debt they forgave you for. You need to have that form ready. Some of you may have received unemployment benefits. You want to make sure you have those documents together. And mainly, another thing I would tell people, I know Hurricane Harvey really affected a lot of people with this is, but you might go to some tax preparers, and you should, if your tax preparer is not asking you for some of these things, then you might want to, take a double look at who's preparing your taxes. And one of those things is things like your children's birth certificates or school records, or things that corroborate that you are the parent. A lot of taxpayers I see year after year, they come into the office and they're new clients of mine. They're new clients. And I tell them, hey, do you have a birth certificate for the child? It's my child. I mean, I've never been
but
asked
I don't know that.
I don't know that's your child.
But because you're trying to do things the right way.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure that, one, it's no confusion or it's no issue, especially children who have different last names from their mothers, that we don't know that's your child. So if a tax preparer asks you for things like your birth certificates for your children,
Social Security cards,
then just make sure
like
that we're just doing it to not only protect themselves, but also to protect you. A tax preparer who's just like, I believe you. Then yeah, I might believe that it might be something going on with that. But a lot of tax preparers, it wasn't required in the past, but slowly a lot of us are coming into that. So don't be too mindful of, being skittish about providing that. Another thing you should also have on hand is, especially if you plan on going to a new tax preparer this year. So if you decide you don't want to go to John Doe this year, or the person that's been filing your taxes for the last 10 years because you just want something new, or especially if you want to come the right way, then one of the main things I will ask you for is a prior year tax return. So go ahead and get that out the closet, open up the file cabinet and get your prior year tax return, because I'm someone who wants to look at what you've been doing. I want to know, like, hey, what kind of deductions you became. I want to know, give me a visual of what you have currently going on. So go ahead and get the prior year tax returns, the daycare statements, the unemployment benefits, the 1099-Rs from your 401ks and your retirements. If you guys have interest-bearing accounts and they send you those 1099 INTs, any form you see in the mail that's sending you in the mail, even if you don't know what it is, if it says may or may not or should be reported on your income taxes, keep it. And for homeowners, your mortgage interest statements. Go ahead and get your mortgage interest statements, your property tax bills, your HOA stuff that's coming in the mail. Anything you think looks like something you can write off, put in a nice little pretty package, and that'll make doing your taxes more simplistic. And the more prepared you come, the less fees that preparer is going to charge you. Right. If they got to sit there and go look up how much you pay for property taxes on HCAD, because you didn't provide that, right? Because a good tax preparer, they will go that extra mile to see if you're writing off all your real estate taxes. But they gonna charge you for it. Absolutely, they gonna charge you for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's go to the portion of the show that is sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark each and every time. Call us today at 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. I love The Sphere, don't you?
Yes.
Because I think the right way, baby. I love that little the right way. I
love that name.
Yes, I hear that little the right way,
the
baby.
Right way.
Yeah, I just love it because people are doing things wrong, and you know why they're doing it wrong? Because people are listening to people and taking advice off of people on social media who have no accreditation, have no experience, and it's just really disheartening to see.
And what's really even more disheartening is not even just the peers and the consumer, and it's also fellow colleagues in the tax preparation industry. Just because you have a lot of tax preparers who, it's fairly easy to get a tax preparer actual license to do it. It's up to them to go and take the additional credentials and continuing education to educate themselves. So what's even more disheartening is to see other colleagues or people in the tax preparation industry who are also providing this conflicting information, which makes it hard for me to do things or the other taxpayers to do things the right way, because you have so many taxpayers who've been brainwashed with doing things the wrong way. I hear it like every year. It's I argue back when I argue, but I'm educating taxpayers. I provide them this, but they're so indoctrinated in what they think they're supposed to get back. I'm supposed to get back $8,000, $7,000. Well, how do you know that? How do you know that? Is that because just somebody has been telling you that, and that's what you've been getting back every year?
And things change from year to year.
Exactly.
Your income changes, your expenses change. I mean, the government changes.
Yes. I even saw someone on social media, you know, they posted a picture and she showed someone's that, oh, look, come to me because I've was able to get this person $8,000. I'm thinking that's that person, but everybody's situation is going to be totally different. So you can't base that on what someone else is getting back if that's what you're supposed to get back. It's just not possible.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times with marketing and advertising, like specifically if we post a refund thing, it's mainly to give people a general idea, but that same time when you post that information, you provide some type of demographics. This is a single mother who is maybe in the 15% tax bracket, made between 9 and whatever. So that can kind of help people get a general idea of a range they could fall in. Everyone is not going to take that initiative to go use that TurboTax resource. Right. So they look to social media as their news source. So it's mainly,
and nothing's wrong with that, but the people who are providing that, you do have I think you have a moral responsibility to provide the accurate information.
Exactly.
And then those of us who are looking to those sources, let's make sure we do our homework.
Oh, yes.
And not just believe everything we see. Everything we see is not actual and factual. So we do need to do our homework, people. We don't just need to take everything at face value, okay? So I know here at the Money Factor, our goal and our mission is to provide you the accurate information, the accurate resources, and also the accurate services so that you can make sure that you're on top of things as far as is concerned with money. That's very, very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to ask too is, we do see in the grocery stores the TurboTax and the tax preparers for dummies and stuff like this. So when you see those kind of things, I mean, what should you be leery of? Because do you not? Is it just a matter of dumping some numbers into a program and then my tax, I can e-file my own stuff? Should you do that, or what are the risks in doing that?
Well, I'm a firm believer of saving money. So, of course, having your taxes professionally prepared is going to be more expensive than you doing it yourself at home. And I like all the consumer-based tax products if you are familiar with taxes. If you're someone who may not know how to read your tax returns or understand all the different credits that go along with taxes or know specific type of deductions, then using those type of softwares might not fit you. You might either short yourself, or you might give yourself too big of a refund because you're up here clicking yes to things that don't even necessarily apply to you. Right. Like people ask me all the time, well, I can do this. I'm going to write this off, or I'm going to write that off. Well, that doesn't apply to you. Right. You driving back and forth to work, your mileage, that's not tax deductible.
Because that's your job. That's not your business.
That's not your business. So just because you drive 30 miles a day to go to your job in Pearland, your mileage is not deductible. Your car note is not deductible. So you have people putting these things on TurboTax that will inflate your refund. And then you get an audit letter and you're like, why? I answered all the questions. So yes, I totally commend all those products if you know what you are doing and you have
and it sounds like to me what you're saying is, hey, it may be cheaper to go that route. However, in the long run, it could cost you more money.
It definitely.
Especially if you don't know what you're doing.
And y'all know y'all don't know what y'all doing. Let's just keep it real. I told you I was going to keep it real this year. You guys don't know what you're doing. You need to contact Right Way. Let her assist you. Let Akilah assist you with your taxes, okay? And that's another thing. We don't want to ask for help. Stop it.
I know.
Get the help that you need so that you can achieve the goals that you want to achieve. People don't want to ask for help.
Well, some things you just don't want to leave up to chance. Taxes is not
Baby,
one of
that's
the things
not
you want to play with.
That's an unfriendly uncle right there, ain't he? He is not friendly.
He's not that nice uncle.
He is
that's
not
unforgiving. He don't forgive.
He's not forgiving. I know. So you guys, you've got to make a phone call to Right Way. Please tell us your phone number.
281-258-4435. Instagram at Right Way Tax, definitely. And we're also people who do self-prepare. If you need a consultation, we are more than happy to help you. We'll definitely take a look at it and tell you, hey, you're missing something, or definitely now we're not going to tell you everything,
right.
But I will definitely let you know.
Girl, don't foul that.
You might not want to do it like that. You might not want to do that, And for the people who do, like a lot of people, and I tell them, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people will come to me because they want to try out, let me get a different opinion on my taxes, and I'll look at your stuff. And mind you, this taxpayers are not mind readers, so be very upfront with them. Like literally, you got to kind of give them your life a little bit, because a lot of times people will tell me, okay, I made a job, this is what I made, I have 2 kids, how much I getting back? Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Did you go to school? Did you buy a house? Like, tell me, because that will help us get you a bigger. We know what you're eligible for by you talking to them. So a lot of times people come to me, well, that's not what the tax preparer down the street quoted me. You guys have to also understand, tax preparation is the numbers. We all working off the same numbers. The tax brackets don't change. So when you get varying estimate amounts, like I go over here to do my taxes and they tell me you getting $3,000 back. But Jane Doe over here, I went down the street, she said I'm getting $7,000 back.
In a way.
You automatically assume that the one that told you getting $7,000 back.
Right.
She know what she's doing. Because she know what she doing.
That's what we want to hear.
You don't know what you're talking about.
They want the larger return.
Right.
So we want to. We listen to what our itching ears want to hear, but you need to listen to what's factual.
Right.
You need to do what's right. Do it the right way. Okay.
All the time. There's no other way to go.
Absolutely. So now, where are you located? Where are your office physically located?
We are located in Spring. That is our main office, and it's located off Stubner Airline in Spring. And then we also have another location in Northeast Houston off of 59 in Aldine Merrow.
And what's your physical address?
For the Spring location, it's 16826 Stubner Airline, Spring, Texas 77379. It's right there between Luetta and Stubner, across from the HEB store. And then our other location is 1502 Aldine Merrow.
Okay. And so you guys, you also have a website.
Oh yes, taxrightway.com. If you go look online, has all our office locations. We even have a Spanish site. So for those of you who Spanish is your first language, you can click on that site.
Yeah, when I went to your site, I was like, that's cool. You have Spanish.
It will take you to our Spanish site. We really want to make sure, because even in that market, it's definitely a need for the consumer knowledge there. So we do have both sites, and it tells you on our website a little bit more about our products and services, and specifically and exactly what we do.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's actually a nice site. So I scrolled through the site, and I really like your site.
Thank you.
Kudos to that, and in the colors. So the red, and it's the patriotic colors and things like that.
Thank you.
So it made me feel comfortable coming there, and of course you look very nice on your website as well. So you guys go check it out. There she is. If you're watching us, you can see it.
Oh, that's cute.
It's really, really cute. So doing things the right way, and that's what our motto is here in 2018. We got to get right with our finances.
Right.
We got to get right with our taxes. We got to get right with our life. We just got to get right.
Get right.
Okay? And so we want to share a couple of articles. Speaking of getting right, can our government get right, please? I mean, really? I mean, we're talking about here opening up the tax season. As we're talking about opening up the tax season, the government is shutting down. So what is really going on in our country? So I know some people don't understand what a shutdown is. So this first article that we're going to go to is going to explain to you what is a government shutdown, what it looks like. So Tony, can you take that one?
Yeah, before we get into that, let's go into the portion so we won't have to be interrupted. Let's go to the portion of the stroll being sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowered movement built to encourage the masses and operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com. And use the code DOPE, DOPE, exclamation point, for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. Hey, let me tell you something. My girl rocked hers in Atlanta when we were in Atlanta last week.
But I'm gonna wear it again.
I know.
KG.
She looked
so
dope.
Yeah,
on the plane. It was really good. It
yes.
was really good. So yes, let's get into it because people are asking the question.
Yeah, what is this shutdown about?
What is this shutdown?
Okay, Tony.
So it says about 850,000 federal employees were sent home with a total of 6.6 million workdays lost. What?
Get out of town. Get out.
It says hundreds and thousands of federal contractors and janitorial and landscaping workers and engineers, scientists were laid off temporarily. The national parks and museums shut down for more than 2 weeks, hurting tourism and nearby economies. Some 700 small businesses owners seeking about $140 million worth of small business loan guarantees were in limbo, leaving businesses without financing. And daycare centers and grocery stores and youth sports programs and military bases are all closed due to the lack of civilian employees. The 16-day long federal shutdown in October of 2013 was the most costly on record, with the U.S. government on the verge of another shutdown. It's worth nothing just how much the episode 5 years ago disrupted the economy and the lives of millions of Americans. I tell you, this is something else because, I was talking to a business partner who works for the federal government, and yes, she's on shutdown, but guess what? She still has to go to work because she's one of those employees that they call them, you have to go in. You have so many people that are essential employees.
They're essential.
She has an essential status, and she has to go in without pay to do the work. So it's going to be interesting how this, all plays out.
I mean, this happened before. Remember when it happened some years ago? And it was shut down for a while.
Yes.
And so the next article we're going to look at, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But let me ask you this question. So them being shut down, does that affect you opening?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Look, are we shut down?
The refunds are safe. I repeat, the refunds are safe. Yes, they not trying to ask for mass chaos and riots now. They ain't crazy. So for those of you who are concerned whether or not your tax refund is not going to be accepted by the IRS, yes, everything will still run smoothly as far as IRS e-file acceptances are concerned. Now, in regards to tax refund checks, it was coming slow anyway. So if you were expecting a refund due to the PATH Act, you will not be getting that until late February.
What is the PATH Act?
The PATH Act is mainly where people that have certain type of credits on their tax credits, on their tax return, specifically the earned income tax credit, there'll be an extra due diligence in the IRS's
to
hands
make sure you're not cheating.
Making sure, which is why they ask for the birth certificate.
Yes.
And making sure that you are indeed eligible to claim that credit. So that is why they're gonna rush and process these tax returns just like magic. They really want to take some time to see if they can fact check some stuff. Same thing with those carrying school credits, such as the American Opportunity Credit. You will experience that delay in getting your refund as well. And the IRS says, per their site, they will not be releasing those until February the 27th. And we're going to stand on that. Now, if it magically come on the 15th, great. So definitely the shutdown does not affect you getting your tax refund or filing your taxes. So definitely go see your tax preparer. Come see us. We still open for business in regards to taxation.
Awesome. Because, that's what's people's on their mind is that.
Okay, so breaking news. What? This just in. Okay, so the shutdown is ending.
All right.
So they're saying we came to a compromise. We're good. We're going to open back up. So that's good news.
That's good news.
Because the next article we're going to show you would have talked about all the things, and I guess it's irrelevant now, but it talks about all the things that affect. You think about Social Security checks, the employees and things like that. But we just can we all get along? So if a government shutdown does happen, let's look how it does affect our finances.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay, if Congress doesn't get it together in the next 2 weeks, well, we just finding out the breaking news, they finally got it together. Millions of Americans could feel the effects of government shutdown directly in their pocketbooks. So House and Senate members passed a brief funding extension last week that will keep the government open until December 22nd, and the GOP is expected to introduce another Band-Aid bill that will keep the government open until January. By that time, Democrats, Republicans in the White House will have to make some concessions. Okay, so here's some things that could happen. Let's go down and look at these things that could happen as far as your finances is concerned. Government employees, you just talked about that, Tony. Most government employees will be furloughed during a shutdown, which is another way of saying not working. Okay. In 2013, that totaled around 800,000 people temporarily out of work. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
And those in critical services, which include air traffic controllers, law enforcement, prison operations, border control agents, etc. Those type of people have to keep working. They have to. That's one of those critical positions that you said. Travel. In the event of a shutdown, national parks, zoos, and museums will all be closed. So you can't go see the animals. If you're waiting on a passport for international travel, you'll likely be waiting a bit longer. So here's hoping you said sent your application in early, And what are some others, Tony?
Wow, talking about Social Security. Social Security checks will still arrive, but new signees will need to wait to sign up for their benefits until employees are no longer furloughed. Medicare will also continue operating, as will Medicaid. However, new applicants will see delays because there won't be enough workers to process their paperwork. Then you have food stamps, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
People want their food
SNAP
stamps.
Is not dependent on the annual spending bills, according to USA Today. So you will still receive those benefits if you're already enrolled. However, new applicants will likely see delays in receiving them. Hey, that's why you got to get financially free, financially educated, become independent of these government assistance programs, so that you don't have. I didn't have a shutdown 2013 nor the last few days. That's because I've taken upon myself to become financially independent, financially free, and financially educated. You guys have got to get educated. Why haven't you attended a workshop yet?
Speaking of the workshops,
yes.
Workshops take place on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Here's the address, 2500 East TC Jester Suite 345. That's Houston, Texas, 77008. Same location also on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. So I think that this Tuesday, I don't know which workshop is coming up in rotation. It doesn't matter. You need to be there, okay? They're not prerequisite courses. They're going to provide all types of information, including increasing cash flow, debt management, retirement planning, asset accumulation, proper protection, building a proper financial foundation, and so on. It's so many things that you're going to be able to learn in these workshops. They're partnered with the Blue Book, which is the financial Bible. So you guys, you've got to make a decision this year in 2018 that you're going to do some things different. Preferably, you're going to be doing them the right way, right?
Definitely.
Right.
And just to kind of interject, one of the main things I tell, because a lot of people who may not have reached that level of financial savviness of where they want to be at, I tell everybody right now with income tax season is the perfect time to start. In mid-February, early March, a lot of people are going to be receiving refund checks. If you're going to receive a refund, then that is you actually have in your hand an opportunity to do something different, with your refund money. Like, I'm not the one to tell people what to do, how to spend your money. That's your prerogative. But what I will say is, whatever your prerogative is, make it your priority to help set yourself up for financial security and success with your tax refund money. If you do not have life insurance, it's very, very cheap.
Do we have clapping things?
We can do it.
Make getting life insurance.
Yes.
Make getting life insurance a priority. It is no reason that so many Americans, and especially some of my people, to be uninsured. In 2018, it's just no longer acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, you guys. GoFundMe is not life insurance, okay? So I agree with you 100%. When you're getting these returns, take a portion of that money, put it away for your child's college education. Right. Create an emergency fund for yourself. Make sure you have the proper protection. Pay off some debt.
Right.
Don't go buy something that you cannot maintain throughout the year. That happens. People go make purchases that they can't even afford after the first quarter of the year because they're not managing their finances right. We encourage you to make sure you call us to get a personal financial strategy. There's multiple ways you can reach out to us. You can text Ask HHOF, all one word, to 31996. In that space, just give us your information. We'll get back to you. You can also call us at 1-844-700-4463. You can reach out to me personally at LaShonda J at Houston Housewives of Finance. And
I'm Tony S at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Also on all our social media platforms. Just get in touch with us. We also can be reached at info at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. But I'm going to say something different than what these ladies saying. I'm telling you not to spend the money. You need to put the money up for an emergency because emergencies happen. That money that you have, I know what's going to happen. You're going to have that refund in your hand, and in the next 15 to 30 days, you're already broke again. We've got to change the cycle. We've got to change the mindset. We've got to do some different things in 2018. You have to get your life in order. You have to get your financial house in order. It's up to you. Take a look in the mirror. If last year didn't work for you financially, do some different things this year. You have to do something different.
Absolutely.
And it all starts with a mindset. Change your mindset of how you look at money and how you treat your money. Because I can tell you, social media, all the likes that you get on your trips, your travels, the things that you buy, the things that you wear, the cars that you drive, that means nothing. You can't take those things with you, and your kids can't do anything with that when you're gone.
And they cannot take care of you in retirement. And they can't take care of any emergencies. The
Absolutely.
average person in America today cannot survive a $400 emergency.
And that's sad.
It's really sad. So we want you to be wise and do the right thing with what you're getting back. First of all, make sure you understand where you stand. If you have not had a personal financial strategy, which is a strategy for the year of 2018, you've got to sit down and make that happen, okay? You must do that. That is not an option. You've got to know, this is still January. We were asking you guys to do this actually in December. But this is January, so do not let January pass without having a plan for the year. And then now have a professional. We've brought you a professional today in regards to your taxes. We're professionals in regards to managing your money and getting your life on track. You've got to know where you stand and where you need to go. I cannot stress how important that is. So again, reach out to us, whichever your preferred method is. You can also email us at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. But I just want you to reach out. Now, I do want to say, lately we have been getting more responses from people.
Absolutely.
And I really do appreciate those of you who are reaching out to us, because it's just telling us that you guys are listening.
Right.
But not enough of you are listening and acting.
Yeah, it's
okay?
time for us to take action.
Yes.
This should be the year of action. Really, each and every one of you that's under the sound of my voice, or whether you're watching us, just take action. We've given you the knowledge, but the knowledge is power, but the application of knowledge is even powerful. And I want you to be empowered when it comes to your money, when it comes to your financial house.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then again, when it comes to your taxes, when does tax season, what is the deadline that they have to file their taxes?
The deadline is April. I think this year is April the 18th. It's the second Tuesday in April. So with that being said, I want to clarify for that. Some people feel like it's the end of the world. I would like for you to meet that deadline. But if you're somebody who's due a refund, then that deadline really doesn't apply. That April is the last day for you to file taxes and pay whatever penalties, whatever tax you may owe. So if you're someone,
17th.
The 17th is 17th. So if you are someone who owes, then April 17th is the last day for you to file and pay whatever taxes you owe. If you're someone who does not owe and you get a refund check all the time, you have up to 3 years to file and claim that refund. So I just want to kind of take some of that pressure off some of you W-2 employees who get a refund and you're just like, I gotta file, but life happened. You're okay.
Okay, one thing we haven't mentioned, how about those people who want to do an extension?
If you would like to do an extension, then you need to file your extension. And if you're an individual taxpayer, that will give you all the way until October the 15th to be able to file your tax return. And if you are a business owner who is incorporated, then you have all the way until September the 15th to file your tax return as well. So make sure you stay on top of those dates, especially if you owe money or you are a business owner. And like I said, yes, 2018, like they said, it is the year of no excuses. It is the year to get educated.
Yes.
If you have never, ever, if you've been filing taxes for 20 years and you don't know how to read your tax return, this is the year to learn how to do it. This is the year to educate yourself and say, you know what? We're not going to be a statistic this year. A lot of people we've been getting refund checks for years. Start a business, take a class, buy the book. The name of the book again?
And it's not even for
not
sale.
even
It's for sale.
It's for free.
For
Y'all
free.
go get this book.
Get this book.
Yes.
Definitely invest in yourself and do whatever it takes to invest in yourself and empower and educate yourself for 2018.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And again, we're on Insta. Oh, let me tell you my contact information. We are on Instagram at Right Way Tax, and our contact number is 281-258-4435. You can catch us on the web at taxrightway.com. We're always willing to help. Even if you're doing your own taxes, we love to sit down and make sure you are doing it the right way and you're on the right path.
What is your office hours?
Our office hours is Monday through Saturday during tax season, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. during tax season.
Okay,
awesome.
during tax season.
And we're in tax right
season.
now.
Yes. So you guys please reach out to her because we want you to do it the right way. I mean, I love that. I keep saying I'm
I just like in my head, that right way, baby.
So, the important thing, you guys, though, is that you start your year off right. Like she said, get educated. We've been saying get educated. This is episode 88 or 89. And we're probably going to have 88 or 89 more episodes, and we're still going to be saying the same thing. You have to get educated. You've got to take personal responsibility for your finances, okay? And I'm sure you help them with things that they need to do throughout the year to not be in certain situations again, or to help them to have a better situation for the following year.
I'm a tax preparer and I'm a therapist. I can tell you not. If anybody's ever sat down with me to do their taxes, and I can tell just by looking at your numbers kind of what, situation you may be in, then just be prepared for that 45-minute conversation. Everybody, Miss Akilah, yes, this is what you need to do. I'm gonna tell you what to do when you get the money. Soon to deposit. Here's the plan that we're gonna do. So,
and you gotta have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail.
You have to have a plan, you guys. So again, you gotta come to the workshops. Let's put this thing in order. All right. Number 1, you gotta contact us to get the book. Number 2, that's the Saving Your Future book. Number 2, you got to come out to the workshops. It's not just enough just to read. You've got to learn how to apply the information that you're reading. Number 3, you got to get your taxes done. We all have to do our taxes this year. Right. Every last one of us. I don't know anyone that lives here that's exempt unless you didn't work. And if you didn't work, get a job. So I'm just saying, all right? Because we have responsibilities and things that we need to take care of. So you're going to contact her to make sure you get the right information and get your taxes done the right way. Let's stop going to, Sarah's sister's cousin's friend in their, bedroom that hooks you up every year. And then, now you owe and there's a problem and you're being audited. Do it the right way.
Absolutely.
Okay? Just do it the right way. And so then after you get that return back that they're going to help you get it right way, provided you're do it, that it's owed to you, then now you need to do the right thing with it. So you're going to double back and contact us again.
Right.
Because we're going to show you the places to be able to put that in to create an emergency fund, save for your child, save towards retirement, get out of debt, okay? Let's be wise in 2018 with our monies.
I love
and
it.
with our choices. Can we please make better choices?
Yes.
Please.
We had no choice. the shutdown happened. Last longer than 13 days. You're going to be forced to make a choice.
Absolutely. So we're going to close out with our contact information again. I'm LaShonda J. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
And I'm Akilah Glaspie with Right Way Tax and Financial Services.
And I'm Tony S. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Remember, we're on all your social media platforms, including Facebook as the Houston Housewives of Finance Official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. I love it. It was a great show, Akilah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, anytime.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
definitely get with you
and
guys.
I'm going to make sure you get a book
Absolutely.
before you leave here. No, we're still on. We're still on.
Okay. Just wait. Gotta wait.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, you guys, we will see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on the Money Factor on the Spear. So have a great week. Reach out to us. Don't let us come get you, okay? See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.